Hey guys, this is MrsTroubleshoot. Welcome back. I have another kids room build video, but this time we have siblings rooms. There are 3 different versions that I did. I do want to apologize for the late upload on this. It's been a pretty busy work week. I work full-time, guys, and I actually have to get ready for work at like 6 a.m. So 5 hours. And I wanted to get this up beforehand, so I hope you guys like it. Like I did in my last video, I'm going to go over quick what I use. So the cheats I use are bb.move objects on and show hidden objects. Make sure you use a lowercase s for show hidden objects or it won't work. How you know show hidden object worked is you see all those strange items afterwards. To raise objects, you want to hold L2 and R2 down and press up on the D-pad. To resize objects, hold down L2 and R2 and tap either left or right on the D-pad, left meaning small, right meaning big. And to free rotate, we want to hold down L1 and R1 and rotate the right analog stick. I wanted to also make a quick note here. These tutorials are for people who play on PlayStation, so when I make these videos I keep that in mind for my viewers who play PlayStation. But I did get a question from someone who plays Xbox the other day, and I guess I always assume people who watch this who play Xbox would just do the opposite of whatever I'm saying, where they would just apply it to their own controls. But anyways, I wanted to make a quick note. If you play on Xbox, the controls for raising objects would be holding down L2 and R2 for us, but for you it would be holding down left trigger and right trigger, tapping up on the D-pad. For you, free rotating objects would be holding down right bumper and left bumper, rotating the right analog stick, I believe. And then to, what's the other one? Sorry, I'm really tired. Resizing objects? Yeah, I believe that is going to be left trigger and right trigger, and either left or right on the D-pad for you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, I play primarily on PS4. I mean, we have an Xbox One, but we don't play them. I've been a PlayStation gamer from the very beginning. Like, I love PlayStation so much. I could not imagine playing any other console. But yeah, if you happen to play this on Xbox, that's how you would do those things. But like I said, if you play on Xbox, just do the opposite of whatever I'm saying to do. If I'm saying L2 and R2, that means left trigger, right trigger. If I'm saying R1, L1, that's right bumper, left bumper, okay? So what we're seeing here, I did a boy's side and a girl's side. I tried to stay away from traditional colors, but this Sims game is pretty limited, so you end up just going with blue and pink. I don't do that with the last 2 rooms, really. I would say the last 2 rooms are gender neutral, so these are divided. You can clearly tell which side's the girl side and which side's the boy side. But in the other 2, you can't really tell. It's all very uniform. And yeah, kids' rooms are hard, not gonna lie. It's very limited in the items you can use. I feel like we don't have enough. We don't have custom content or anything like that, so you're kind of stuck with what the game gives you. And it was also hard when I first made these, because I built these rooms a long time ago, like back when I built the first, I think my other video, there were 2 kids rooms that I built. I don't remember, but I think I built a boys room and a girls room, right? So then I was like, what the heck, I'll build 3 more bedrooms for siblings. And This was yeah, way back then, and it was really hard because I didn't want to use the same items I had used in those 2 bedrooms. And then I didn't want to use the same items that I'm using for this bedroom for the next sibling's bedroom and then the next one. So it's a lot of pressure to make things look different, and I don't have that many items. But good news, if all goes well, I will be getting the Get to Work expansion pack tomorrow. So excited. It has so many build items. But I probably should not play any games tomorrow because after work I tend to get back and I'm super exhausted and then I just pass out. And I'm not a morning person. I'm very not used to getting up at 6 a.m. But that's what you gotta do in the real world, folks. Anyway, I feel like I'm talking too much about myself. Let's turn our attention back to this build. So I went with a sunken type of feel. As you can see, the bedroom area is sunken in, and then the entrance, and there's like a playroom off to the right a little bit. It's has its own staircase. It's risen up. I really like making sunken areas in games. I feel like it's really interesting and you don't see that a lot in real life, so yeah, I like to incorporate that. Another thing I really loved about this room was the fact that I put stuffed animals on their beds. I mean, think about it. How many of us had stuffed animals on our beds? I had all my I had all my toys on my bed as a kid because I don't know, I couldn't go to bed without them, so I figured these kids should have their stuffed animals, like a few of them, on their beds, because they're kids, and that's what kids do. Or maybe they don't, I don't know. That's what I did. And if you place the stuffed animals, the kids can still use the bed and sleep in them like normal. Just make sure you put them off far to the right so that they can still get into the bed. And you're actually, I hate this about these builds, but you're gonna see that that wall measurement decoration. I'm gonna use that a lot. It is one of my favorite decorations for the kids' rooms, and they don't have many swatches of it. They only have 3 color swatches, so, and I could not have them in every room, so you're gonna see that a lot. That's probably the only item that I repeat a lot. Maybe the toy chest gets repeated, but again, we have limited items, so it's unfortunate that that's all I can really do. But kids' room stuff is supposed to be coming out at some point. I forget when to consoles. If you guys don't know already, you should go to the Sims VIP. They pretty much have the scoop on everything Sims. That's how I knew when Get to Work was coming out and all these other things. Apparently Cats and Dogs was supposed to come out on the 20th, but it didn't. They switched it out. So these dates are subject to change. Keep that in mind. It can change at any time. That is why EA themselves do not announce the dates until it's closer to release time. But if you're curious as to what DLC will be released for console, go to... Actually, you can either go to the simsvip.com and they'll have the list there, or you type in to Google Sims VIP console release dates. I'm doing it right now. I feel like this is the most I've ever talked in a video. Don't get used to it because I'm not a talker. Alright. So type in Sims VIP console release dates, click the first link. It'll have a little red exclamation point in it. And it shows you the full list. It's because game websites like list them on their websites, and that's how they found it. So kids room stuff is supposed to be coming out May 15th, 2018, but that could change. Anyway, sorry guys, I'm gonna talk more about the build. I don't know what's up with me, I'm just really tired. So I'm trailing off, I'm not focusing. So this second room is my favorite. Oh wait, no. Is this the one? Yes, it's my favorite. I recently downloaded this app called Houzz. That's Houzz, Houzz. And it's this app where you can go and get ideas for how you want your house to look. So you get bathroom ideas, living room, bedroom, anything for a house, it's there. It's like the Pinterest, but for houses, you know, specifically for house stuff. And I saw this really cute bedroom in it, and I kind of wanted to replicate it. Obviously, I didn't use the exact design of the bedroom, but one of the staples of the room was how the window was set up, and I thought it was really pretty. I would love to have a window like this. And you'll see this pattern in a lot of my builds. I love light. I love natural lighting. So I'll have a lot of windows in my builds as much as possible. And usually the larger ones, I don't like to use the small ones that much. Although in my last bedroom, I do utilize a smaller window, but I just love natural lighting. If I could go with all natural lighting and not use any artificial lighting, that would be ideal, but we all know that's not possible. Plus, you get a chance to look at the lighting mechanic for the game, and I think it's just gorgeous. And I played around a little bit with the color scheme for this room. I didn't want it to be too dark because then it started to look, I don't know, too serious. I wanted it still to be light, playful, fun, kids room, bright. So I do end up changing the dark blue, navy blue to a lighter color. I just think it suit the room. I originally wanted to make a closet with an open door, but for some weird reason, open doors have lights attached to them, so whenever you place them on a wall, it just puts this freakishly bright beam of light into the room, and that's not what I wanted. It just didn't look natural to me, so I just ended up putting a regular door. But yeah, I don't know what that was about. Do your games do that? Do they put that really bright light in for closets? No idea why I did that. I also love the beds that I did in this build. I put these stands, these bookcase corner tables on either side to make it look like it was a part of the bed itself, and I really like it. I could see this being someone's real bed. And this carpet is from Dine Out, and I didn't really like it too much for this build, so ended up replacing it with wood. You saw me rise the area there a little bit. I did originally want for the window to be more of like a nook area, but I was so tired of using stairs for everything, using stairs for the entrance. Then I'd have to use a staircase for the closet, and I was just like, that doesn't look right. So I'll figure out a way to incorporate that later on. But yeah, I just didn't feel like using stairs again. And kids' decorations are pretty cute. I liked the ribbons, the posters are pretty nice. I really like the lighting I chose for this room and the accent wall. Color scheme, I love it all. build again. Another thing I like putting in my houses these days are night lights. You know, I have a night light in my room right now. It's one of those that turn off when you turn the lights on and turn back on when you turn the lights off. It really helps at night when I'm trying to find something but I don't want to turn the main light on. Like, these are things we actually have in our houses, and yet I don't see people putting them in their builds. So yeah, night lights. Now, I haven't actually tested this closet. I assume it works because I've put closets just like this in my other builds and they work just fine. But there's always a possibility that it might not work. It's more for decorative purposes. I don't even know if kids can use that wardrobe that I have in there, because they have like a specific kids wardrobe. So I'm not even sure they can even change clothes with that. Like I said, I don't really play the game, I build. I think once I have enough houses that I've built that I like, then I'll make Sims to live in those houses. But back when I used to play on PC, when I had a good enough one, I used a lot of custom content on my Sims to make them look, you know, gorgeous and whatnot. So it's pretty difficult making Sims on this game without custom content. I like having eyelashes and nice makeup. Like, the makeup on this game does not cut it for me. It's so blotchy and patchy and yeah, no. So that's the main reason I don't play. The Sims don't look how I want them to look. The kids that I use for these builds, though, I think they're really cute kids. They're adorable kids. Also, I believe I mentioned this in my last video, but that restaurant across the street with the parking lot, that is a restaurant I built called the Bumble Cafe. I do not own it. It runs completely independent of me, and I love it. I believe I recorded myself building it. Yeah, I did. So I'll be uploading that at some point. I've learned my lesson. I'm never gonna say, oh, I'm uploading tomorrow, or I'm uploading on this day, because you know what? Stuff happens, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to upload on that day, you know? And I have a full-time job, like I said before, so I can't say when it will be up, but it will be at some point. I got a lot of stuff to do, y'all. So we'll get there when we get there. But it will be up at some point. I think that'll be my next video for sure. Is the Bumble Cafe, and I'm gonna have some downtime finally this weekend. So I really want to build more restaurants. I actually have a really big restaurant in the works. I'm almost finished with it. Super proud of it. I'm also recording that one. It's going to be a pretty long one, but I think a lot of people will like it. I haven't seen anyone try and build this particular restaurant before, so I'm really excited to post that. And yeah, Bumble Cafe has actually been getting a lot of good reviews, a lot of good reception. Actually, I posted it on Reddit and Instagram. Did I post it anywhere else? I don't think so. I think I only posted it there. I think I posted it to Reddit twice, because there's two different subreddits for The Sims 4. And a lot of people were impressed with the parking lot. Like, wow, you put a parking lot. Just like, yeah, no one ever uses parking lots. And what are they called? Those things you see in front of the cars that are placements for the parking spaces are actually empty floor signs from the Dine Out pack. Blank floor signs that you can use. And I was like, hey, those look like those cement blocks that sit in front of cars at places, so let's use that. I've seen a ton of cement block things that look like that, so I don't know, I thought it would be cool to put in this build. Now, I was going to use large windows for this room, but I felt like it just didn't fit. And plus, I hate finding window coverings for windows in this game because I don't like most of them. And I didn't want to run the risk of repeating myself with what items I was using, so I decided to use a window I have never used before. And it worked out pretty nice. I also like the color scheme in this room. This room was based off of a room I found on the House app as well. It had like a staircase leading up to like a balcony playroom area, like a loft playroom area, and it was right down the middle of the two beds. And I was just like, oh wow, that looks really interesting. And I forgot to mention, sorry, at the beginning of this build, room 3, I was gonna attempt to make a bunk bed. I really was, but how I had it constructed in this space, it was not gonna work. The sim would not be able to get to it. I made a ladder and everything, and it just wasn't gonna work. I really did want to use a bunk bed because I had made a bunk bed video, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool if I had a kid's room with a bunk bed in it, but I just couldn't get it to work with how I wanted it. And plus, I really like the staircase in the middle of the two beds better than the bunk bed would have looked. Maybe later on down the line I can do another video and have bunk beds. Ooh, we are nearing the end. I told you guys this was going to be a long one. It was really difficult editing this down to be short enough. This one should clock in at 25 minutes and 52 seconds. Wow. I don't know about y'all, but that's a long video. Okay. Oh my gosh, it is taking me a long time to choose whatever I am choosing. I usually skip past these parts, so I'm surprised that's still in there, actually. One thing I do love in this game are the rug selections. They're really nice. And this item you see me using here is also from the Dino pack. It has so many great items. Probably my favorite pack so far. Until Get to Work comes out, I guess. I really wish we were getting Spa Day and Get Together. They have so many great items. Spa Day has so many modern, ergonomic, chic looking items. And then Get Together has like these 2 items I really want. Actually 3. Vine walls, or wall vines. This skylight gazebo that a lot of builders use to make skylights and roofs and stuff. And then there's this dance floor that changes colors. And I've seen a lot of builders use that also to make see-through floors and see-through rooftops as well, and it's really nice. So I wish those were coming out, but according to the Sims VIP list, not just yet, folks. Not just yet. I'm sure they'll eventually release everything like laundry day stuff. I'd be really excited to put laundry rooms in my builds because I'm all about making my stuff a little bit more realistic, and to be able to add laundry rooms would be really nice. We are nearing the end, and after this I'm going to bed. It'll be a little bit more difficult making these videos now that I am working full-time at this new job, but I don't work every weekend, so that's nice. I'm used to working every single weekend and not having time for this, but it'll be nice to have a little downtime to put towards this as well. As you can see, I'm making the loft area for the kids And it does work. I tested it out and I really like it. And remember, the trick to making lofts is to put a roof on top of a room, cut the section off with a fence, and then remove the floor, and it leaves the section that you partitioned off for your loft. And this is the nearly finished room. Here we go. Here's the finished room. And I want to thank you so much, guys, for watching and subscribing. This channel has been blowing up, and it's all thanks to you all. And I'll see you next time.